Pampered Stamper. Happy Wednesday. Wednesday means that it's time for stamping through my stash. And you might think Monday you told us you were changing everything and now you're going ahead with stamping through my stash. Well, guess what? It totally suits my purposes to do so today because I have planned a class around the stamp set, around the bundle that I am using for stamping through my stash. My name is Jackie Vandersar-Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada and in the Netherlands. So if you live in the European market or if you live in Canada, you can choose me to be your demonstrator or your upline, however you like. My passion is to teach other people the joy of stamping. I never considered myself to be artistic. So when I discovered stamps, ink, and paper for the first time, I was over the moon happy because there are other artists who design the artwork and I just have to use what they've made and create beautiful things. So I just love to share with you how easy it is and how it doesn't have to be complicated. So I'm excited to show you the Umbrella Days today. Umbrella Days is something that might have slipped under the radar for you because it's an online exclusive. It's not in any of our publications. So I would love to hear from you whether you're aware of all our online stuff or not, or do you struggle with where to find things? Let me know. When you comment, please tell me where you're from. It's nice for me and it's nice for everyone else. You probably think, well, Jackie, you know where I'm from, and maybe I do, but other people might not. So it's just really nice to hear that. And then the other thing you could do for me is that you can like, share, um, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. I'll share this to YouTube later. But in the meantime, let's take a look at what I have in store for you. Here is the stamp set. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a glare because there's no great light happening in the Netherlands today. And you're probably thinking, well, if you don't know my story, what is a Canadian doing in the Netherlands? I have 5 kids and 5 grandkids in Canada and a 92-year-old mother. And on the other side, I have an amazing husband in Holland. And that's why I'm here. At least we're here for the time being. Gerard is going to keep his greenhouse business going for at least 2 more years till he's 60, and then we will reevaluate what we're going to do. But in the meantime, I have rather fallen in love with Holland as well. The people here are amazing. I have made good friends and I have relatives here, so that's great. Anyway, this is Umbrella Days, and I love it. I'm a sucker for umbrellas. I love the sayings. I love the dog. Be brave. These days call for us to be brave, to not worry. Don't waste your time worrying. It doesn't change a thing. The storm will end and the sun will shine again. You are the umbrella to my rainy days. So it's raining here, so I can tell Gerard that when he comes inside. So those are the stamps, and then look, these are the dies. So there's 2 dies to cut out the people with umbrellas. There's 2 different cloud-shaped dies. This piece cuts little bits for the umbrella so that you can paper piece an umbrella. This is a really cool umbrella handle, the little flowers, the dog, puddles, and 2 sets of boots. I'm going to show you how those pieces all go together, how we're going to use them. I should actually, this is the card we're going to make. And you see that the rain and how shiny it is? That is clear embossing powder, and that is one of my tricks. And do you know where the saying is from? Let me see. I really hope I have this handy. I thought I did. Let me look. Yeah, it's over here. One sec. Oh, I just found something else. This is the set that I'm using. So these 2 sets are what I'm using together to design my cards. And I love this set. I'm going to show you how wonderful it is. I just was using this one because that's the only one I hadn't used yet. I wanted to see what it did. Well, actually, I haven't used any of these. I've used these dies and this one. And I'll show you. And I've used a lot of the sayings too. So that's really nice. Okay, without further ado, so that is where the You Brighten My Day is from. I'm a sucker for a typewriter font. I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to double check on you. No comments yet. All right, guys, don't make me feel alone here. That's not fun. All right, so I'm going to move this card out of the way. We are going to do that. I'm going to give you measurements. Here are some of the die cuts that I just had laying around. So here you can see, and I'll show you a card in a minute, those 2 pieces are the same. So those little pieces, let me grab a few more. Oh, and another die. Sorry, guys. I really do try to be organized. It doesn't always work. There's another die that I found, and that's for the little coat for the dog. So that's really cool. Here is the one person. And it's, you don't know if it's a boy or a girl, and I love that. So here are pieces of the umbrella. And what I like is that you can paper piece it so that they are all different colors. And I have a trick for you guys. I'm just showing you this here like this. I'm going to show you a finished card. So I'm not fiddling around. I'm doing this with one hand. Not a great idea. So you can either just make the umbrella like this with the handle, or you can put those pieces on your stamped thing. Here is another cloud. Your clouds you can cut out of designer series paper, or you can cut them out of white or blue and sponge them afterwards. It doesn't matter. These boots, let me see if I have another one. I will stamp the big girl. She could be a boy too. Those are the boots. And then I just have lots of pieces, and then there's these cute little flowers. Super cute. All right, so what I do, my tip for you, for all those little die cuts is adhesive sheets. So I've chosen 4 bright colors: Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Blueberry Bushel, and Real Red. And see the back? I have put our adhesive sheets on the back so that when I have a die cut, it automatically becomes a sticker. So that is one of my tips. So let's move this out of the way. And I like putting a magnetic sheet inside my stamp as well. Here, hold them all down. So let's stamp these. So that's what stamping through my stash is all about. I'm just going to move that out of the way. The reason I think it's really important to stamp through your stash is that you want to make sure that all your stuff is working properly. I'm just looking for a block. My block is way too big. Oh, there's one over here. There is a 3-month guarantee on your stamping supplies, okay? So you want to use your stuff within 3 months of getting it. So if there's something wrong with it, you can get it replaced with no problem whatsoever. I mean, Stampin' Up! Is an amazing business, and they are usually really good, but you don't want to push that. It's much easier when you're within the time. So use your stamps, use your dies, your embossing folders, all the things, and then you will have a definite guarantee. The die cutting machine is not just so iconic. I love it. The die cutting machine has a 3-year guarantee, okay? Just so you know that. I'm looking for my chamois. You know, this house has no stairs in it. It's a rancher or bungalow. So it's a good thing I have to get up once in a while to for the things that I forgot. It's good exercise for me. You know, and the many times that I lose things. Yeah. So I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink, which is perfect if you are using blends to color. So there you go. They could be talking to each other. Look, here's the dog. He's die cut. We'll stamp him too, though. And then be patient with me because I'm going to show you. I should be putting this on a small block. The idea is if you can, you should always use a block that's close in size to the size of your stamp. You're less likely to get ink all over your stamp. But just remember a light tap, tap, tap. You don't have to squeeze into your ink pad. My Memento is a little bit different because Memento is a linen ink pad, so it's a harder ink pad, so you can give it a little bit more force than you would with a colored one. Okay, so I'm just going to put a bunch of stamps on here. Here, all the sayings. And then I'm going to show you how to do a clear embossing with the rain. So what I like to do, I call this my twist and shout technique. I don't shout, but I give it a little twist and then a tap, tap, tap. I find it gives me better ink coverage. So here we go. Oh, I knew it. I did one upside down. Look at that. I try, I really do. Okay, so if you're good at reading upside down, isn't that just crazy? And I even thought I was looking for it, but okay. Here we go. Let's do it again. See, and this time I gave it too much. I like to trim my stamps with my good scissors, but I can't find them here. I think I must have two here in Canada, because my regular scissors, we used to have crafted rubber scissors, and they were so good for that. Okay, now we're going to get the rain stamp, and we're going to put that on this one. And I want a piece of black. 1 second. Okay, you could use a dark navy. That would look nice too. Oh, there's my dog again. Okay, so when you're going to emboss, especially on a dark piece, you first want to, you get this embossing kit. So it comes with a embossing buddy, it comes with a big brush, and it comes with the most heavy duty tweezers I have ever seen. I think they weigh about a half a pound. Well, I'm exaggerating, but they are pretty heavy. So what you first do is you take this embossing buddy and you go over top of your whole thing. It removes any finger marks, any hand oils, so then you won't get anything sticky. Then you take your Versamark, and Versamark is a sticky watermark ink. This is going to give the embossing powder something to stick to. So, and the thing with Versamark is you can't like stamp twice. You have to ink up every single time. And I'm trying to vary the height of the rain, although that's just for my own intents and purposes, because really, if it's raining, the raindrops are everywhere. They don't stop till they hit the ground, really. Okay, so here we have it. So now I can take my tweezers, hold on to the bottom. This stops you from burning your fingers. I'm sure you've done this. I'm just going to lay it like that. Then I'm going to take the, I better double check to make sure, yes, it says clear. It's not white, because clear and white both look white. So just dump the embossing powder on, and then give it a good flick. I'm just going to move this out of the way, the whole thing, put it on somewhere flat so it won't get knocked over. There. And now I've got my heat tool. And there's a 1 and a 2. I always put it on 2. So we're just going to hold it. Do not move it around. And you're going to watch it change from white to clear in just a minute. And I'll be checking comments in a minute, okay? Let's take, there it goes. Can you see it starting? So you don't start moving. I'm getting a little closer. There we go. It's like magic. And there we have it. Look at that. Isn't that great? Okay, let's move that out of the way. Now, you want some measurements for this card? We are starting with, here, you can actually take a screenshot if you want. The basic gray base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. The daffodil piece is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, and the basic black is 3 inches by 4 inches. So what we're going to do is, so we've got our basic gray. I've already scored it. I've got a piece of white for the inside. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And now we're going to put this black piece on our yellow piece. I've got a little gunky thing here. Something is stuck there. Probably food. I did have an oliebol out of the freezer, which is a Dutch donut, and Gerard doesn't really eat them, so he saved them for me, so it was in the freezer. That was my guilty pleasure at 3 o'clock. So I'm using a liquid multi-purpose adhesive that is super strong. We call it our green glue. It's made by Tombow. It's really good. So that is going to go on here. Just kind of line up your corners. And there we go. Now we are going to take our boy. I call this guy the boy. He might not be a boy. That's okay. And our dog. And we're supposed to have a, no, we don't have a puddle on this one, but we do have, one of the dyes is green grass. Well, it's not green grass, it's just grass. But what it does, it doesn't cut along the bottom. So you could put this higher up on your piece of green and then you'll get a thicker piece of grass. Let's see. Seeing is believing. So here you can see I've cut it, but it doesn't cut the bottom. So then it's a little thicker if I put it higher up. See? You could even layer the grass, like 2 pieces to make it thicker grass. But that's okay. I'm just going to, and I should have put this on the black before I cut it, because now I guess I could put it all the way across. That's fine too. You know what? That's what we're going to do. And then you guys can tell me what you like better. Oh, look at that. I have people. Wonderful. Hi, Maria. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Judy. Yeah, halos are awful. That is the name that Judy mentioned. If you get a line going around your stamp where it's not supposed to be, that's a halo. And that's the kind of halo we don't want. An angel halo for doing great things, yeah, we like that, but not a stamping halo. So I'm just going to put some liquid adhesive here. And then I'm going to put it all the way across the bottom. I just love these bright colors. Oops. I'm struggling. You know what? Sometimes we struggle, don't we? Okay, so now you see how my piece is too long. You can guess already that my scissors are nowhere within reach. They're on the table. Good thing the table's not too far away. Now, just turn it upside down and then trim off the excess. So here we have our green, and it kind of slid up on me. Okay. Now we need to color. We're going to color our boy. I call him a boy. He's my boy and the other one's my girl, but it's okay. We can just call them them. Clever trick number 1. See that cute little die? Those little boots fit right on. So we're going to save those. They're going to go here. But before we do the boots, we're going to color his pants. And he is wearing navy pants, I have decided. So even for this little thing, I'm going to use the small tip for my blends. And I have way too much mess going on here. It's terrible. That's okay. No matter how clean I make my things, once the video gets going, it's just a right old mess. That's okay. It's a creative mess. So I'm going with the dark, and I'm just going around the one side. And sometimes I go on the other side, you know, just follow your heart. Now, this is the important part. When you go with the lighter one, go over top of the dark and blend it in. And you know what? I'm going to zoom in so that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. Hello, Julie. Nice to have you here too. Here we go. I'm zooming in so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going with the light color and I'm dragging the dark over so that it blends. Now it's just a pretty little pair of pants. So, you know, you can even do it just with one color. Anyway, there he is. He's looking really nice. I love coloring. Makes me happy. So now we're going to do, he's just wearing a plain old brown coat. This is his work coat, his play coat. He's had it for a long time. And mom doesn't care if he gets it. Oh, or dad. I'm not going to be sexist here. So this is the dark one, and I'm using the brush tip. I'm going to give him his elbows a little bit dark, and in here. Okay. And now we're going to go with the light. Oops, what color is this? Light crumb cake. Okay, that's good. And again, I'm pulling over the dark. And then I'm just lightly. You don't have to press hard, okay? Don't think that pressing hard is going to make that ink move. It will not. So just lightly. You can go straight. You can go in little circles if you like. But the more you go over it, the more the ink colors will blend together. Honestly, it's magic. I love blends. I would encourage you with the starter kit, just if you don't have any blends, just get all the blends you can because you want all the colors. So there we go. Oh, I forgot. Here's his little bitty sleeve. Okay. And we don't want to forget his hand. So I have light, pretty, and pink. Little petal pink. This is light petal pink. And I'm just going to get his wee little hand here. There. And now his boots. Are we having fun yet, guys? I'm having fun. Oh, that's too bad. I have yellow boots and these ones don't have an adhesive backing. Okay, so we have to do this old school. I'm just going to put a wee little bit of adhesive right on the boots, right on my little boy, not on the boots. Well, yeah, on the stamp boots. And then we're going to put the cardstock boots. And the nice thing is that with liquid adhesive, you can just slide them the way you want them to go. Oh, isn't that so stinking adorable? All right, now you know that with the starter kit, you can get 2 things of Stampin' Write markers, 2 families for free, and a stamp set as a bonus if you want. So I did a little video with all tips and tricks, 10 ways to use your markers. Check it out on YouTube or on Instagram. I'm using the brush tip and I'm just making dots. The harder you push, the bigger your dot will be. But try to go straight up and down, otherwise you're going to get more of a raindrop than a dot. You can see I'm getting better at it because I'm calming down. There. Now I need a few more. Don't overthink it. That's good. That's my chicken pox umbrella. Okay, we're going to move him over here. Now it's time for the dog. Isn't he cute? Now, does he get a coat? He gets a coat. Okay. We're going to do the dog in crumb cake. You can also use, oh goodness. How often do I have like dead air? Watercolor pencils. They work really well too. Okay. Yeah, it is nice to make the grass as high as you can. So Julie, how are things in Colorado? Okay, this is the dark blends, the dark crumb cake. And I'm just going along his back because it's a gray day and the shadow is coming from the top. Now I'm taking the light color and blending it in. See, if I don't blend, it's just there's just a line there, and you don't want that line. You don't want the dog to look like he's got a stripe. I mean, he might, but just little circles, blending it in. And I can even, oh, now I'm going to use the fine tip to do his tail and his paws. And I think that his coat's going to cover this. Oh, there's his ear. Is that an ear? It's not his tongue. That's an ear. Okay. And is he wearing a red coat? He's wearing a red coat. And this one does have an adhesive backing, see? So I'm just going to peel that back. So this is actually a fairly simple card. I love simple cards. And now, this, when I first saw this, it looked like the udder of a cow. Does it not? Yeah, it's cold in Colorado. Yes, that's the inclement weather is perfect for crafting. There we go. And look at the dog needs a coat too. It is cold. Okay, so here we go. And the dog is going to go a little bit under the grass. See, he's kind of sitting in the grass like so. And I even like it just to put a little bit of glue along the bottom of the dog and not on his head. And that gives him a little bit of a sense of movement, that he's not all stuck solidly on the page. So there he is. He's in the grass. See, and his head's popping out a little bit. And this guy is going to have some dimensionals. So one here and one on either side of the umbrella is just fine. I'm not going to put this on just yet because it's easier to do this when it's flat. So put your liquid adhesive on. Don't get too close to the edge. You don't want anything oozing out. And there we have our, oh, don't put them upside down. And then before you commit, then kind of eyeball it. And when it looks like there's a fairly even edge all the way around, then you can press down. Try to eyeball it, make sure it's straight, it looks good. But we might have to put something there, a little flower or something. That little spot's bugging me. Okay, so we're taking off the dimensionals. And oh, guess what I forgot to do? You know what? We're not going to put this on yet. Look what I forgot to do. The sayings. Okay. So we're going to get out our embossing buddy again because I've been handling this thing. And right here. And you brighten my day. And we have to get white embossing powder now. Now, if I mess up, then we do an embellishment opportunity, which means, let me see if I, oh yeah, here it is. Let's see. That means I'll just like die cut the saying out and pop it over top. But the problem is, I now have to clean out my my tray because I've got clear embossing in there and I need white. Tap, tap, tap. And now right about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just time to get that to transfer. Now, guess what? I have to get up because I need to grab my white embossing powder. And I'm going to cheat. I'm not going to use my tray because I just don't want to clean it out right now. I just can't be bothered. So watch this. We're going to put this on. I should have done this before I put it on my card, okay? Not going to lie. Now give it a good firm flick. And then there's still a few pieces on there. Do you see that? Now I have to see if I have my brush. Here. Let's just lay this down, Jackie. Of course, the brush is nowhere to be seen. Here, I'm just putting this back. Okay. Put that away, put the lid on, and search the desk for the brush. No, not on the floor. Do you know, yesterday or Monday, I was looking for darken the spot with a black marker. Oh, that's a great idea, Judy. Fix mistakes with the marker. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I am not seeing my brush. Maybe Gerard can help me find it. Did I put it on the table? No, because I had it. Okay. Oh, I found it. I found it. Here we go. So what we're going to do is just give it a brush. See? That looks good. And I will put some black marker on that. That's a great idea. So now we're going to heat this. And you'll watch it turn from powdery to bright white. You need to be patient. But there it goes. Now, isn't that cute? I tell you, it just really does look like our day's been brightened, doesn't it? Now, we can put our little guy on there. Here he is. And I like it when the umbrella goes off the square edge. I think that looks so cool. And now, the white piece. Now, we're not just going to put a white piece inside like this. Let me zoom out for a minute. There, okay. Let me clean this up for a minute before we keep going. I'll show you the original card to show you what I did. So here's the original card. And I did Happy We Are Friends. These are the dies from that spring corner set. So let's have a look. Maybe I won't do any dies on this one. But what does it say again? You brighten my day? Well, guess what? We're going to do wishing you an amazing day, right? Let's just put that out of the way. And here now, this is a floppy one, okay? So this is an important little tip. You want to lay it down kind of naturally, just kind of let it fall because then it keeps its shape. And then you lay your block over top, so. And now we're going to ink it up. Tap, 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 and twist and shout. And then I'm going to show you the cards that you can get for free with a purchase. So I'm excited about this. I hope you are too. All right, so I'm lining it up as best I can. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 second press. That is my man, and that is his ringtone. He was eating a banana at the table. I was going to ask him to come and see. Okay, so I did make a little bit of a swoosh there. It's not perfect, but sometimes I just think good enough is good enough. You could also, this is one of the things, you could just put this on too in the other corner. I don't know if that suits with this one, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave this for now and maybe add some more later. Okay. But that is a really cute card, is it not? I think it's really stinking adorable. Oh, yeah. And hi, Rose. Nice to have you here. I'm going to get that marker that Judy suggested and see if it works. Oh, guess what? I have a marker. This is the first time. Exactly what I need is where I need it. Okay, we need to zoom so that you guys can see the magic happen. All right. All right, we're going to take the brush tip and oh, look at that. When it dries, you probably won't see that that's a mark there. And if we do, then look at this. Here is embellishment opportunity number 2. These flowers, I'm not going to lie, are a little bit finicky for getting the backing off. Whoa! Now it just went flying. I might give up on that. Here, got another one. Taking backings off of little tiny dies is not a great thing to do on video because it makes you break into a sweat and it never works. Like when you're doing it and there's no video, there it goes, then it's not a problem. But on video, it is. Look at that. That's kind of cute too. Maybe I'll have to add another one, but I don't want the punishment of having to do that twice. Okay. Are we ready to see the other great cards? I'm also going to give you a little tip for one of them. So these are the cards that you can get for free card kit. Now, I can't give you stamped images, but I can give you all the die cuts, the card layers, and all the other good things. So here is the first one. Let me zoom out a little bit. This involves the everyday arches. Let me see if I can find it for you. I think it's a great set. But let me see here. Oh yeah, here it is. Everyday arches. So what I love about it is that it's so unique. It's got the curved sayings that fit inside the arches or around on the outside. Then it also has the hot air balloon, the airplanes, and the birds, and then just a little crosshatch thingy. But it's really a lovely set. And then look at the dies. Aren't they great? So that's, I used, I think, the middle one for this one here. So that's card number 1. Here is card number 2. So here is that paper pieced umbrella with the different colors. And at the end, I'm going to share my tips and tricks for this set. And then look at the inside. Just be brave with the dog. You know, your dog is your best friend, and he's always there, as George will attest. Now here you have the child standing in a puddle, which is really cool. Same idea, but bigger. And then look at the ladybug is from the mixed media or mixed florals, which is another favorite. Okay, then we have this one, and it shows you, I used blends for the coat, I used watercolor pencils, and I used ink and a water painter for that. And again, the stamping of the white with on the black looks really nice. And then in the inside, anybody can guess where this is from? It's from the Christmas set with the shepherd. And someone told me, yeah, that they were keeping that set out all year. And that is just, I love that saying. That's that verse from the Bible. So, and this umbrella is paper pieced from the plaid paper that is in the storybook Moments suite. And then this is the last one. And I'm going to show you the tips. At first I was going to do this card. Gerard's guys are just leaving and they always walk past my window, so I wave. And it's just nice. This card I cased from Jackie Williams from New Zealand. And I'm just going to share a few things what she did here. So I couldn't find out what she used, a daisy, and I know that's not the thing she used, but this was the closest I could come. And it's the embossing folder that you can get for free with a $75 purchase or a €70 purchase in Europe. And it's called I thought it was Starburst, but I think that's not right. I'll look it up in a minute. Anyway, you take your pieces of cardstock, and then you run a couple of them through here. And I also used the new 12 by 12 white core double, it's kind of dual tone cardstock. So one side is slightly lighter than the other. So it gives you a really nice um, contrast. Now, do I have it? I will share the measurements with you later for this. The trick with this one is the card base is 5 inches by 10 inches scored at 5. And then these are from the Stylish Shape dies. And I have to say that I use these all the time. These are such a go-to for me. So I use the one that's in the middle here. So that's it's the middle one. It's the third smallest or the third biggest, however you want to see it. And then what she did, what Jackie did, and she's on the artisan design team. I'm telling you the things those people think of. So she took every square and she just added, she sponged a little bit of lemon lolly in the middle, and it just makes it. It's just, so just go like this, dab it on here. Then it's good to have a scrap. Let's see, I have a scrap here, and you just kind of go off a little bit, and then a gentle circle in the middle. You don't want it to be too dark. You don't want it to be blotchy. So that's the trick for that. And then the other pieces, I also sponged a little pool party on this, and then all those little flowers just have a little pearl on them. Isn't that so pretty? And then look at the inside. That's again that spring corner set. So now it's time for the lesson, guys. I have made a whole sheet of tips and tricks. So look at this. I wrote it down. I think I'm going to do a blog post. I haven't blogged since October, I think. I'm slightly embarrassed. I feel bad, but you know what? Sometimes there's just not enough time in the day. So you can get the 6-card kit. Thanks, Sharon. I'm glad you love the cards, and the arches are wonderful. I agree. You can get the 6 cards as a kit for free with this minimum $75 order. And here are my tips. You can, number 1, clear emboss the rain on a darker background. Number 2, white emboss the sayings on black for a great pop. Number 3, paper piece the umbrella, the dog coat, or the boots. Use either cardstock, embossed cardstock, pattern paper, or our white core paper. Number 4, color your images with blends, watercolor pencils, or water painters and ink. The small parts can be colored with markers or markers in a blender pen. Number 5, for an interesting variation, that's this one, leave the image black and white and only put color in the umbrella. And number 6, use adhesive sheets for the little bits. Now, I thought it might be interesting. I did a little thing here. This is all my scrawl. If you got all 3 of those bundles, the umbrella days, the spring corners, and the everyday arches, it would come to $190.50. And one of the options with the starter kit in Canada is to take the $206 worth of stuff. So that would leave you with $15.50 left, and you could get any kind of blends that you wanted. They're $15. Or you could get the pool party white core cardstock for $13.75. And the value of that, if you would pay tax on this and shipping, it would come to $255.44. But you're going to pay only $135, and you're saving over $120. So I thought, I'm not that much of a numbers girl, but this makes it, shows you how great of a deal the starter kit is. Oh, it's called Starstruck. Thanks, Rose. That's good to know. So that's my little summary as to the value of the starter kit, and that you can do it just for your own discount. So I will take pictures of all these cards and share them, but I have to say I'm rather in love, and I really like this one too. It's quite different. And that cloud paper is also in the online exclusives. So, and then of course I made the one card with you, but you'll still get that kit. Anyway, surprise me. I hope I get lots of online order notifications, and you'll make my day. And I will make your day by sending you an amazing card kit in the mail. I'm hoping to write a PDF tutorial too, but sometimes I bite off more than I can chew. So we'll see, but I will do that. But of course you have the video, and I'm hoping I'll do that. Okay, I need a challenge once in a while, don't I? All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that the quality was good of the video and that I didn't cut out too much. If it's good, if it's decent, then I can keep doing lives, because I have to say I really do love it. I mean, it's a little more stressful because you're making stuff in the moment. And if I screw up or I don't have something, you know about it right away. But what I love is that I see your comments in real time, and it's really nice to have that sense of community. I really miss my in person classes. So, yeah, just remember I value you. I love it when you take the time to comment. It really does make my day. So, have a great day, and don't forget to stamp through your stash and not just collect. All right. And together we can change the world one card at a time. Bye.